Thank you for the opportunity and your time. Nice to meet you. My name is Walter Mata. I'm from Mexico. I'm the CEO of Was Company. After, before I talk about Was Company, I want to talk about the problem. We are from Monterrey City in the north of the country, but currently we have a big problem, the environmental problem. We are the most polluted city in Mexico, and we was in the top 10 of the most polluted city in the world. So the principal factor of this pollution in our city is the construction industry and mining industry. So we know that this industry represents the 50% of the global gas emission around the world. So that's why we create Was Company. Was Company is a science-based startup for the development of solution for this industry. Principal focus in develop of new sustainable building materials from the transformation of plastic waste, construction waste, and mining waste. So our last invention, though I say, is this new cement. Its name is zero waste cement. This cement we use and transform the mining waste of the industries. With this mining waste, we can produce filler, flyers, or the unique sustainable clinker. The clinker is the base of the production of the cement. So we have the unique of around the world and a sustainable clinker to produce and create a new cement. With this material, you can increase the compression mechanical properties to 20%. You can reduce the 100% of the explosion of natural resource, the reduction of carbon footprint, the use of water, and with a low or competitive price. Why mining waste? This is an example here in Mexico, well, in our city. This mining generate around 400,000 tons per year of this waste. So this waste is a problem, big problem with them for them. So we know that they are working a lot of 20, 30 years working. So we know they have a lot of waste, like 20 million tons of this waste. So this like this, imagine, this is a new mountain of this waste. So we know that this is a big problem to this industry, but with our solution, we can transform this waste to create a new cement. No? And another type of product that we have is based on plastic recycled. This is one product that we have, the contact forward. This material substitutes the wood material in the construction industry. And in this application, the wood material you can use like 5 times, but in our product, you can use more than 100 usage to this application. Why? Because this doesn't absorb the water and resist the humidity. Have a low addition of the concrete and another type. The market size of this product that I talk is about, well, just in American continent, it used to $365.5 billion of dollars, but actually we are working.
1 minute warning.
Yes, we are working with this $1.7 billion. This is our tasting right now. We have our clients right now. They are using in different construction like skyscrapers, industrial waste residence, and in the future we have a project to build soccer stadium and the facade of one stadium. Actually, the last year our earnings is more than $90,000, but it's just to sell the samples of our technology, and we have actually laws to sales more than $3 million monthly. And well, we are raising our seed capital to 3 million to have infrastructure and machinery equipment to have the volume of production relationship of our laws that we have. well, to increase 2x.
Time
And
is up.
that
Did you say
is,
how much? Did you say? Tell us a little more about your team while I bring everybody in.
yes, yes, of course. I'm the CEO. I have partners like civil engineers with international experience developing new cement or type of building materials. We have a doctor of an expert in polymers. So we have multidisciplinary experts in different materials. Two in financial and legal process with Pablo and others guys. No, so this is the principal team. Yes.
And how much are you raising?
3 millions, actually 3 millions. What to increase our production and have the volume of capacity to our clients right now.
And did you say you had a project to build a soccer stadium? Did I catch that right?
Yes, we have a contract to build all the facade of this stadium. All this is the facade. Well, it's based with recycled plastic. In this case, the clients talk to us to develop this new material. The base is a plastic recycle, but we need to transform and create a new polymer composite with additive minerals to have the properties to this application. Also, that's our our value proposition to develop a different building materials.
Speaking of value proposition, there's a lot of different materials and there's a lot of things you guys appear to be doing. How do you compare to other recycled or circular concrete or brick providers in terms of carbon footprint and in terms of price?
Yes, of course. Well, that's a good question. We started with the transformation of plastic waste to create these plastic products, content for work, polymers. Sorry. Okay, so in the timeline of that we are working, we have different opportunities with different partners like this mining industry or other type of waste management partners because they talk to us I have this, this is a case, I have this problem, I have this waste material for this industry. I don't know how to transform this waste, so we know that you have the potential, the talent to transform and have develop the solutions. But actually, we have a good team with great experience to develop. So the difference principle, our value proposition is this new product because that are why I say in the world we don't have a sustainable clinker, but because the clinker, when you need to explode the natural resource to have like the caliza, the this material, and then you can transform this material to the clinker. But actually, we don't have a sustainable clinker. And right. This is the new sustainable clinker to create.
Just so I understand, sorry to interrupt. Are you using mining waste as the clinker and then adding plastic waste as an aggregate, or are you doing it differently?
That's a good question. We have two different division of products. The polymers that we create a new polymer composite to different plastic products. Basically, there's 1%, 100% plastic recycled. But in this new cement is use this mining waste, transforming the mining waste to create a new clinker. And this clinker is a base of our new cement. And this cement you can use to aggregate to the structural concrete. So you can build with this cement towers and a lot of buildings now.
I see. So you have two different product categories.
Yeah, yes.
Mm-hmm. And are you advancing both to market, or you will pick one
Yes, we have, well, the principal product that we are selling right now, this is a plastic products like this, the contact formwork. With this product, we have a different letter of intention of purchase with our clients right now, but actually we don't have the capacity of the big volume to produce this product to our clients. And well, and two, we have this project, and we are talking with cement industry like Holcim. We traveled to Lyon, France, in December of the last year to talk with the Holcim, well, the R&D center to develop this technology with them. And we're talking with Cemex, Sika, and another type of cement industry, because the business model of this new cement is I need to sell the clinkers, the sustainable clinker, to this cement industry, and they can use this clinker to produce his cement. So yes.
Shaneez, you look like you want to say something.
Yeah, I was just thinking of the construction value chain and the various parts of your business model. So like you could be selling to the developer, you could be selling to the general contractor, you could be selling to the producer of these building materials. Like which one are you focused on now, and who within those orgs have you managed to get all your traction with?
Yes, well, in the category of plastic products, we need to have a plant, well, this infrastructure to have the capacity of production and sell these products to our clients. We have direct sales, because we sell to the construction companies, architects, civil engineers that they will use in his construction now. So, but in this new segment, actually we are registering the patent here in Mexico and USA to licenses, well, to give the licenses of this patent to the cement companies, and they will use this well, design of this new cement using this mining waste process by us. So that's our purposes and model. Yes.
Got it. And second question is, I recently looked at a company that was trying to repurpose mining waste, and one thing that they ran into is that mining companies are actually very reluctant to let people use their waste because it's subject to so much regulatory scrutiny. Is that something you've encountered, or how have you successfully like solved that upstream part of your process?
Yes, of course. Good question. We have a contract, exclusive contract with this mining waste. These mining companies well, extract or explode to produce like alkali minerals like calcium bicarbonate, sodium bicarbonate. It's like a commodities products, and we know that we have in Mexico more than 10 mining companies like this, and around the world, well, we have a lot of this type of mining companies. So all these companies have the same problem. This waste of this especially mining companies, they also have a way like how do you say, with different regulation, or is dangerous to the contact of the human. No, these waste also have this problem. We know that all others mining companies have waste with dangerous things. So, well, this is step to step now. First with this type of mining industries. So we have opportunity to escalate in Mexico and around the world with these mining companies.
Got it. And a separate question, you spoke about the LOIs that you had, and those are really impressive. Could you dive a bit deeper into them? For example, are there any pre-qualifications you need to meet before those LOIs come into effect? And then what's the timeline and scale of the projects that you have for those specific developments?
Yes, of course. Well, in Mexico, we don't have like big requirements because in Mexico we don't have good norms or quality standards. Well, these are happy problems that we have, but we are focused to have the prototypes to the USA certification or requirements. So when we raise the capital, we invest in this machinery equipment, and in 3 months that we need to install all the machinery equipment, we can produce our products and selling right now. So we don't have another of type of requirements in Mexico. And then in this Series A or Series B, we are planning to raise more capital to more infrastructure, but to install this machinery equipment in other countries like South America, in Peru, Colombia, Brazil. But principal in Mexico, expand our volume, and then principal to export to USA now.
If I can go back to the product, plastic waste and also mining waste is very heterogeneous. It's never the same thing going in, and there's a lot of different kinds of plastics. Many are deemed unrecyclable, right? And we just incinerate them or landfill them. To what extent can your process tolerate difference in feedstocks?
Yes. Well, to have the plastic waste, we have like a partnership with the principal waste management company here in Mexico and around the world. We have like Veolia, PetStar. PetStar is the most recycle of pet industry here in Mexico and around the world. So the plan is doesn't have the equipment to regulate these materials. The principal focus is buy these products, these plastic products, to transform this type of transform these waste materials to our technology.
What's the biggest challenge you foresee in actually doing that?
Well, the time, I think, because our focus or principal focus right now is substitute the concrete or cement and with this technology. And we know the cement companies have a lot of time to change their design of this cement or their cement, because like Holcim and Cemex, they are using this material to experiment in his laboratory, and they have a good properties with this technology, but they need to use more in different experimental process that they have. So we know that they have their time, and you can is, how do you say, waiting for this process, and then they talk about the redesign of their cement using this waste material. No, this is the big challenge, but the focus or the principal value proposition that we are starting right now. This is the most important.
Is that the model you should be going for, to replace cement if they do need to do so much versus replacing bricks?
Yes, you can use this material to structural concrete, non-structural concrete, to create bricks, perforated walls. I don't know. These substitute the cement and substitute part of the concrete design. No.
I know you can, but I mean, you can build a stadium out of 3D printers, but you don't do it because it's too slow and expensive and too many changes that need to be made. That's what I'm asking. Is this too many changes to replace traditional concrete with these type of bricks? Can you attack a different market first before you try to scale this up?
Yes, of course. But in about the soccer stadiums, is the materials is basis of plastic recycle, no this new cement. So this like different because it's different process. We don't have competitors to this type of faquera materials based on recycled plastic here in Mexico. So, well, that's okay.
What kind of capex would you need? And this is piggybacking off, Matt's question.
About capex, our team right now?
No. Like, will you have to build an entirely new kind of factory with processes that have, sorting the waste and then recombining the waste? Will you, I know clinkering is a process that happens at 400 degrees C in a kiln, and only big cement companies have these kilns right now, right? So will you create your own factory, or will you sort the waste and send it to a partner's factory and then take back the material from them based on what specifications you gave them?
Yes, about this, good question. Thank you. About these products, we are planning to raise other capital focus to this product, because we have, we will have the patent to license this, but we need a machinery equipment to process this waste material to create this clinker, no? So, but to have this machinery and equipment, we have a lot of money. It's a different type of rice that we know, because we are talking about big machinery that we don't know right now what how can a rise, or what is the amount of this capital. But we know that these cement companies, they could invest in this type of products. The mining companies, or we know on other type of VCs focus in these big projects, but actually this seed capital is focused to have our these plastic products that we need to sell. Well, we need to have a volume to produce and increase our revenues and net incomes, and then rise the next capital amount.
In terms of your team, what are the key skill sets that you think you still need to be able to fund the next phase of growth?
Yes, well, we are planning to have principal like marketing persons, well, chemicals engineers, experts in polymers. That we have one polymer expert, one cement expert, but we need more than this person, because we have we are a science-based company, so we are focused to develop a lot of different technology for this industry. So we are working with this now. Well, I think that is all.
You listed a lot of different kind of generic things that you need. Like, I need marketing, and I need sales, and I need this, and I need that. It makes it feel like you haven't thought about it or figured out a growth plan in terms of what you actually need to take the company to the next level. Take that as you will, just as kind of my feedback.
Thank you, Matt.
That would be, I mean, I don't know if the other investors have a different opinion, but that would be something I would say that seems to be a red flag, is there's a lot of interesting science happening, but the business side of things, it seems harder to see how that gets taken to the next level.
Well, we are open to different opinions and recommendations to have a great business model and scalate model. Thank you.
Yeah, I will say the spaces you're playing in it are very hard to de-risk. So I actually appreciated how much you only talked about the product and the process today, and that's why, you know, your investor, whoever ends up leading your round, will play a big part in shaping the business with you. So, but to Matt's point, having a good use of funds and how you will use the money and build a business will become increasingly important from here.
Okay, thank you.